Hello DVC friends, Brian here, and today we are at Saratoga Springs, a beautiful resort, enjoying this location. And speaking of enjoying a location and company, we have Bee Thaxton with us today. And Bee has agreed to sit down and chat with us about a few things, but I thought we'd get some background on Bee first, of course, to get to know you. All right, so Bee, you are involved with DVC, but not directly. Why don't you tell us about that?
First, thanks for having me.
Yes.
I became a DVC owner about 14 years ago. I didn't come to Disney until I was in my 30s. We won't talk about how old. I brought my child for the first time. Fell in love, head over heels, decided this is where I wanted to be for vacations, and started looking into DVC then. And it was 20 years later, after a divorce with nobody telling me how to spend my money, that I was able to buy it and become an owner.
Okay, so you are a DVC owner.
I am an owner.
Awesome.
I've been in real estate for 39 years, and I've been selling DVC, specifically nothing else, for the last 8 years.
Okay, and who are you selling DVC for?
DVC Shop.
Okay, so DVC Shop. They're not new on the block.
We are not.
Been around for a little bit, and you are the broker.
I am.
But you do other things other than working with DVC and selling DVC to keep yourself busy.
I do.
So why don't you tell us what you're involved with outside of DVC?
First, I'm a grandma. That's the most important thing. And if you've seen any of our pictures, you'll know she's adorable. And just as spunky as I am. She was born on Walt Disney's birthday, so that makes her extra
There
special
you go.
to our DVC family.
That's right.
She actually got into an argument with my daughter a couple of months ago at Disneyland because they live in California, and she's only been there twice, and she's been here 9 times. It's a little close. So she told her Mickey Mouse wasn't there. That wasn't the real one.
Oh, okay.
And would not go see her. But I do all of the Disney races. I enjoy dressing up.
And when you say races, you're talking about the various marathons.
We are. There's a Dobie race, which is a 5K, 10K, half marathon, and full marathon in January. Those are serious runners, and I don't do that one. I volunteer for that one. I do volunteer and I do water or medals or whatever they need me to do.
Okay.
In February, January of this year, they are bringing back the Disneyland races for the first time since 2017. My daughter and I did the challenge, which is the 10K and a half marathon, up there in 2017 for Tinkerbell, and they're just restarting them again in January. We're doing that through Dumbo.
Okay.
In February, we do the Princess, which is a 5K, 10K half marathon. April is the Springtime Surprise, and in November, the first weekend here in a couple of weeks, we do Wine and Dine. And all of those races raise money for charity. Any profit that Disney makes goes to a specific charity each weekend. So it may be Children's Miracle Network. It may be the Harvest Food Bank. They donate any profits that they can back to these charities. So all of the volunteers that they can get, please come and volunteer.
Yeah. And that's great to hear that, Disney's involved with that. You're obviously involved with it, because in the news you hear so many negative things about companies and this and
Correct.
whatever. So it's good to hear positive things that are going on with Disney in the news, other than what the stock value is for that. But
Disney's also involved with Give Kids the World.
Okay.
Give Kids the World is a charity that helps children with their last wishes, whether it's to come to Disney, go to Universal or SeaWorld or Alligator Adventures. They take care of food, transportation, park tickets, everything. They have a cafeteria there. They provide housing. I have 2 friends whose children were specifically involved in that. Both children are still alive. Luckily, they both had cancer, and they are still with us. And the children's names are on the wall in a room, a ceiling somewhere. There's a ton of them. But I try to volunteer there a couple of times a month, and once or twice a year, we, as a company, will make donations. So, for example, if you buy a contract, we will donate $200 in your name, plus we will match $200 if you do a rental. It's usually $25 towards the rental, and then we match the the donation.
Okay,
also.
and that's DVC Shop. That is
DVC
not
Shop.
Disney.
That is
DVC Shop.
We
Okay.
just raised $4,600 for the Maui fire victims, and
wow.
we matched what we raised, so they ended up getting for $9,200 as a donation, and we let whoever purchased from us pick the charity, whether it was Red Cross or the Salvation Army, or Marriott had a thing set up just for their employees, that there were no admin fees and no junk fees, and I went straight to the family of people who worked at Marriott that was over there. So,
That's incredible.
so we do try to participate in giving back.
Yes, absolutely sounds like it. Let's shift gears a little bit.
Okay.
And this is, boom, quick. Favorite resort?
Depends on what I'm doing.
Okay, let's limit it to 2 favorite resorts. No wrong answer.
Saratoga has my heart.
Okay.
We spend all of our race weekends here. They're very good to the runners. I like the location. I like that I'm 5 minutes to Disney Springs. I can go to a quiet pool and have a cocktail and read a book, and nobody will bother me. Or I can go to a busy pool and have the water slide and have the kids and play and music.
Yep.
Animal Kingdom, there's no place in the world more peaceful.
You know, and Gail and I talk about that all the time. Gail is with us. She's behind the scenes, so that you know. And we're at the Turf Club. We're at the Turf Club.
We are at the Turf
Okay,
Club.
so just
don't tell anybody about the Turf Club.
So you know the surrounding area. And we're just out by the boat launch. You'll hear the horn going off and things of that nature. Okay, so favorite resorts. And I know it's hard because Gail and I have the same thing as far as what's your favorite resort? We love Old Key West.
I do too. That was my first.
But your home resorts, what are they? Or resort?
Okay. My home resort is, I have Saratoga, and I have Animal Kingdom, and I have Alani.
Oh, nice.
And
Okay.
I just got back from my first trip from Alani. I had Alani as a contract that my boss was using, and I told him I was keeping this one. He wasn't getting it back.
Okay.
It's 160 points, so I can have 320 points every 2 years, and I can stay in September in a 1-bedroom island garden view for 10 nights.
You know, I've heard of people borrowing their neighbor's ladder and keeping it, but not their contract to Alani of all places.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Would you want to share with us how many points you personally own?
I have a little bit over 1,100 that I use for my family.
Okay. All right.
We had 530. When I got a granddaughter, we needed a washer and dryer. So we had to go from studios to 1-bedroom. So we need those points for our race weekends.
Okay. All right. That sounds like a great number to have. I'm going to have to talk to Gail. It's a nice
I can
number.
help you. I can help you. That's right.
She's here. She's got a grin, but I don't know. Okay, now we're going to shift gears again. Okay, because why is Bee here other than she's a fantastic person, you know, to sit and talk with? But she has some, you know, obviously insight as to and opinions as to what's going on with DVC. So, what do you think as far as currently with Rofer, what's going on? Disney's been very much quiet about Rofer this year. We know they picked up a little bit in September. What's going on so far? You see your shirt, so we're in October. Okay.
Boo to you. Yes. So I've been in real estate for 39 years. Disney is real estate. It follows the housing market. The interest rates go up, prices and sales go down. That's what's happened. People are scared of the economy. Disney bought all the contracts last year as normal, expecting our January through May, when people get their tax money back, to be explosive. Well, it didn't happen this year because people are scared.
Right.
So they have paid maintenance fees on all of those points that they bought. So now they're getting, I think, to a point where they're selling enough that they're starting to exercise a little bit at a time.
Okay.
How much, we don't know.
Okay.
But they did a few in September. They've done a handful in October.
Okay.
Right now it seems to be specific resorts. They took 2 of my Grand Floridian and 1 of my Saratoga.
Okay. Fair enough. What's your opinion on the contracts that are coming due in 2042, which are several of them? We have the Boulder Ridge, we have the Beach Club, we have Boardwalk, we have, I believe,
Old Key West, Vero
definitely.
and
Vero Hilton.
6.
Okay, right, because Saratoga went to 50 and Animal Kingdom.
54.
Okay. Well, I mean 50 years.
Yeah.
50 years.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So what's your take on it? What do you feel? Because this is not official. Okay. So what do you feel is
Now,
going to
Bob
happen?
and I had lunch last week, so some of it's official. No,
Okay.
no, not really. I think that they will keep Old Key West as a DVC property.
And that's a gut feeling.
This
only
just
no
my feeling,
inside
because
knowledge.
it's the original resort.
Okay.
I think they will keep it. I don't think they'll rebrand it. I think they'll refurbish it, redo it, and resell it as a new contract. I don't think they'll do that until 2057 when the extended contracts expire, because that is the only resort that has 2 expirations.
That's right. That's right.
Boulder Ridge, that one's a little iffy because it is at Wilderness Lodge, which is a DVC resort. I think they would be crazy if they didn't keep that and resell it. I would own there. I love Wilderness Lodge. I love it, but the
Yes.
Copper Creek rooms are a little small for my family.
Okay.
But I'm bad. I walk into the Geyser bar and they go, "Hey, Miss B, you drinking beer or wine tonight?" I'm like, "This is not a local bar. I gotta come here."
It is, but it is a beautiful lounge out there.
It's beautiful.
Geyser
You
Point.
watch the fireworks
Yeah.
and the parade.
Yeah.
Beach Club and Boardwalk are too valuable for them. They will have to resell those as DVC. I don't think they'll get rid of them.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Hilton and Vero, on the other hand, they have to have separate maintenance. They have to have separate management. They have to have staff willing to work in those locations.
Right.
It costs them more to run those properties. I think they will sell those 2 properties.
Yeah. I would tend to agree there with that. Okay, so recently there were permits extended over by Fort Wilderness. Okay, that is the property that they've extended the permits on. We've talked about this, is in between Fort Wilderness, and also it's in between Fort Wilderness and Wilderness Lodge, Boulder Ridge, whatever you want to call it. So this property, these permits there, is it Reflections that is encompassing that? Do you think that they're going to continue on with Reflection at immediately and in any near future or time period, or in the future?
The Reflections design is now at the Poly.
Okay.
So that hotel, that design is already being built at the Polynesian.
Okay. Yes.
The announcement that they made was that they were replacing the cabins at Fort Wilderness with new cabins. They've already started pulling the cabins out, and there's just a slab there. I've seen pictures of it the other day. I haven't gone by there. But they're supposed to be building, from my understanding, new cabins there, which will be the 17th DVC resort.
Okay. All right.
As they have announced.
Okay. Very, very observant. Okay. And that's why we have Bee here as a guest on our channel, talking what she knows about DVC.
Which is about this much when there's about this much.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate definitely your insight, and Bee, we appreciate your time and joining us.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah. Well, you're not going anywhere, because I have to cut this segment into 2 videos, because there's more that I want to talk to Bee about, and I don't want this to go too long. So anyway, as we always say, thank you for joining us on our DVC journey, and we look forward to seeing you on our next DVC journey.
And
Bye.
please come see us at DVC Shop.
There you go. A nice plug. Thank you, Bee.
Bye. Thanks for
Bye-bye.
having me.